So last time we went through organizing data in a tree diagram and then finding probability from it. This time we're looking at a Venn diagram. Now, they've already told us that A in the Venn diagram, this is the students who like science fiction books. Wow, I'm having issues. And just so that we're all on the same page, I am going to actually label that really fast. That this is. Whoop. Yes, I want that color. It's not working for me. Sci-fi. Science fiction. And then students who like historical fiction are event B. Hey, my people! I'm like historical fiction. Oh, that didn't work. Okay, whatever. Historical fiction. So there were 20 students that were surveyed, and this Venn diagram has information. So we've got the group of people who like just science fiction and not historical fiction. We have the group of people who like historical fiction and not science fiction. People who like both science fiction and historical fiction, and then 10 who like neither. We're going to find a couple of these probabilities. We're not going to do all of them. We're just going to do a couple of them just so we have the practice. And so we're going to start with a super basic probability of picking someone who likes science fiction. So probability of A. Well, A has 3 people, and we already know that the total is 20. So the probability of picking A is 3 out of 20. What is that as a decimal? No clue right off the top of my head. We're going to calculate that. It is 0.15%. Ta-da! Let's also do the OR. Probability of picking A or B. This one's going to be a little bit trickier. Okay, this one's going to be a little bit trickier, but we already know that because it's an OR, we have addition that we're going to be doing here. So, probability of picking A is 3 out of 20. And probability of picking from B is 5 out of 20. But, as I'm sure you noticed, we do have this overlap. Okay? We have these 2 people here. I messed up. I forgot to add here. Might be helpful if I do that. I'm going to just erase these really fast. In all of A, so I messed up right over here. I'm going to fix that in just a second. In all of A, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow, I'm doing great today. Sorry, we'll fix the first one in just a second. I just realized I made a mistake. And then we got 5, 6, 7 who picked historical fiction, but then we gotta make sure we subtract 2 from that, because we do have 2 that are in both of those categories. So we end up with a grand total of 12 minus 2 is 10 out of 20, which is exactly half. So half of the students surveyed like either science fiction or historical fiction. So let me go back and fix this first one because I totally screwed up, because I did forget that we do have those 2. It's not just 3. Those 2 also fit within that category. So it's actually 5 out of 20. My bad. Which is 1/4. So 0.25. That is a horrible 2. There we go. Kind of. 0.25. What about probability of picking A given B? Ooh, this one's going to be fun. So let's do this one. We already know that on this one, we're not using the total of 20 anymore. We're using the total of B. And my total for B is 5, 6, 7. I've got 7 people. So I'm going to write that down right there. We've got a total of 7 people. Now, out of those 7 people, how many of them do actually like the science fiction? 2 of them, because they fit within both of those categories of science fiction and historical fiction. So it's 2 over 7, which that as a decimal is approximately 0.2857 if we're going to go to 4 decimal places. It might seem simple enough, but let's try a problem where we have to do kind of a little bit of everything. Fill in the table, fill in the tree diagram, and the Venn diagram, along with calculating some of those probabilities, because maybe that might come in handy as we fill in some of those other diagrams. So let's move on to the assignment where we'll do one together, and then you get to do the other one. Woohoo!